So I don't know if this has ever happened to you before, but have you ever gotten all the way done with a quilt just to step back and look at it and be like, ooh, really don't like this square. So what do? You got some options. One, you can learn to love it. Two, you can make some patches. That's what all these green things are. These green blocks are all just applique on top. Or three, in the most extreme cases, you can do what I call quilt surgery. Take a look, because that's what's happening here. You see this yellow? I have run out of this yellow fabric, and I really want to use this somewhere else in the quilt. So I am taking it out of this one portion of the quilt. You see that I have ripped the seams all the way around, and then I'm going to replace it. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I've got the yellow strip that I just ripped out of the quilt top, and underneath it I have the replacement fabric. This is what's going to go in its spot. So what I'm going to do now is to cut an exact replica of that original shape, and it's going to plug right back in to the hole that the yellow piece left behind. That's why it's got to be so precise. One pro tip is, before you separate your two pieces, right here you see the original and the replacement underneath, pin the top corner of how this is going to plug back into your quilt. Because once you toss the original and you separate it, you're going to lose your orientation. Like right now, if you look closely, you can see where the old seam lines were. I can see this was the top. But once I toss that aside, now I just have a plain piece of fabric. But if I put a pin in that top front edge, it'll help me know how to align it in just a moment. So now it's time to sew. Here's what we're going to do. We got our replacement piece, pin on top showing us how it connects back into the quilt. Here's the little flap we're going to sew it onto. So first, I'm going to sew this top part connecting. You're going to start with the part that's loose on all sides, free of all stitching. Okay. I'm going to sew that little seam. I'm going to fold it down, and I'll sew the two long seams on either side. And here you go, where there was once yellow, there's now this beautiful cream color fabric. I almost never get to line up just perfect. See that? So as long as you can iron it out and it lays flat, we're going to consider it successful. So that's how you do quilt surgery. It has saved my butt a number of times, and I hope it helps you too. Good luck and happy sewing. And don't worry about this. If you're worried about this, this is just a little applique piece that I sewed on by hand. I'm going to have to go back down and re-sew it. But there you go. You get the idea.